Greetings there in YouTube land, fellow YouTubers. Today is Sunday, May 21st. Sunday, May 21st, around 7:30 p.m. in the evening. I'm going to do another YouTube video here. I'm going to keep it kind of short and sweet. This is another show and tell segment here, edition. And today, it's going to be another handgun. I want to show and tell, show off a little bit. This is probably about close to a year ago. I was coming back home from work, and I said I want to look more into these Smith & Wesson, vintage Smith & Wesson revolvers. And so lo and behold, so I stopped by on the way. It was on Saturday evening. I stopped by the pawn shop, local pawn shop, and lo and behold, you won't believe what I stumbled across. So I'm gonna show you what I got here. Got a nice old vintage Smith & Wesson revolver. It's not that heavy either. Short barrels, not that heavy. We got a nice, like near mint condition. Nice. The serial number, I looked it up in the book. The serial number dates it back. They was advertising. I don't think the pawn shop knew. The guys knew at the pawn shop. They was thinking that it was a first model Regulation Police revolver. But I looked it up, and it was a pretty good price. It's a little, a little pricey, but for as good a condition it was in, it was worth what I paid for it. So I looked it up, and it didn't date back as early as what the pawn shop had thought it would date back. They thought it would date back in the early 1930s. But I looked up the serial number in the Smith & Wesson book. It dates it back to late 40s, 1949 to the early 1950s. And it's a later version of it's still a Smith & Wesson Regulation Police 38 Smith & Wesson revolver. So it doesn't shoot 38 special. It shoots this cartridge right here, and it's about the size of a 9mm cartridge. It's a 38 Smith & Wesson. That's the size of a 9mm bullet. So it's 38, not 38 Smith & Wesson special, not a 38 special. It's a 38 Smith & Wesson. Colt also was made these old vintage revolvers. Also, I think they shot the same caliber, the same bullet, but they didn't name theirs Colt. They didn't name theirs after Smith & Wesson because theirs was Colt revolvers. I think they named called theirs the Colt 38. It's what they called theirs, the Colt 38. Not 38 special, but the Colt 38. Or 38 Colt. I think it's what they named theirs, the 38 Colt. And Smith & Wesson named theirs Smith & Wesson 38. Smith & Wesson. So she's a beauty. She's like near mint condition. The bluing is just fabulous. The bluing is fabulous on it. Got the diamond. Got the diamond. I don't want to get all my fingerprints on it. Got the diamond grips there. Old vintage diamond grips. The Smith & Wesson logo medallion on both sides of the revolver on the grips. I think it has a 4-inch barrel. And it loved the old school style. It's got that small underlug there for the cylinder latch wheel or pin, cylinder latch pin. It's got that old school half moon shape there on the front sight blade front sight there. And man, it's just gorgeous. Probably the camera work don't do it justice, but you can shoot it double action, which is just pulling the trigger, or you can pull it back. It is tight. I mean, it's really tight there. The lockup is just fabulous. Hasn't been really shot that much. It almost looks like it's brand new. But And see, it's old vintage, yeah. It's got the old firing pin right there on the hammer. You can shoot it single action by just pulling the hammer back and then squeezing the trigger and letting it go, or you can shoot it double action. And I'm gonna not let it fall because I don't want to do any damage to it. Just pull the trigger and shooting it double action. So that is sweet. You can open it up. She's safety check. There's no bullets in it, no cartridges in it, and just locks up. It's just like it's brand new. And I'm getting some fingerprints on it, but that's okay. I'm gonna wipe it down a little bit anyway. And it is just fits my hand like a glove. I'm gonna start collecting these old vintage Smith & Wesson revolvers and Colt revolvers. I know that they'll, you know, if you get them in mint condition, near mint condition to light new condition, they're going to be pricey. But this is just sweet. I haven't shot this yet, but this is just, oh, it's just awesome. I mean, great day. It just feels like a lightweight 22 is what it feels like when it shoots 38 Smith & Wesson. So this is just great. It's just, it's a gorgeous handgun. The sights, you just line up. It's fixed. No fully adjustable sights. It's fixed because these weapons you generally shot close range anyway. The police use these old Smith & Wessons and old Colt revolvers. They didn't have nothing no longer than a 3.5 or 4 inch barrel, or snub nose 2.5 inch barrels. They really didn't go beyond 4 inches. Not that I'm aware of, that they didn't. But that is simply gorgeous. Gorgeous bluing. Smith & Wesson bluing, just gorgeous specimen of a late vintage 38 Smith & Wesson revolver. I don't know what else to say about it. You can open up the latch there, the Smith & Wesson, the latch there, and you got no bullets in it. Do you want to dump your 6 rounds out? You just dump your empty casing. There's the star ejector there. It's just, I checked the barrel, the forcing cone there. I guess what you call it, forcing cone. It's just gorgeous. I mean, it's just gorgeous. Just light wear, several light blemishes on it, but no real bluing wear at all. It's just nice. So there you have it. I want to make this short and sweet. There you have it. It's an old vintage Smith & Wesson of late 40s, 49, 50, anywhere from 49, dates back from 49 to 53. And I can't wait to get to the range and shoot this bad boy. I haven't shot it yet, and I've owned it about a year now. So I've ordered some more ammo. The ammo isn't very cheap, but the cheapest I found, the ammo is $20, a box of 50. So that's, you know, that's not too awful expensive. It's not terribly cheap either, but it's affordable. I figure I'd stock up on some of that stuff. Only got 4 boxes, so 200 rounds. So I will stock up a little bit on that, so I can go to the range and see what I can do on paper, out to about 10 yards or so. So I'm going to sign out here on this show and tell rendition of show and tell 8 with Jeff Elliott. Signing out. Thank you.